friends, I'm delighted to be sitting with you again. Please relax and get comfortable whether you're sitting, lying down, or even walking down a busy street. I'd like to ask you to do something that's extremely simple, yet extremely difficult. Listen to the sounds around you. Don't try to label them. Don't say, that's the sound of a car, that's the sound of the wind, or that's the noise from the neighbors next door. Just listen. Feel the amplitude of the vibrations and sense the nameless melody. You'll discover that the universe is actually an endless symphony, and you are the very note that pulses within it. The illusion of the self and how we've lost our way in this great game. You see, we always tend to think of ourselves as a self-wrapped in skin. We feel we are isolated entities trapped within this physical shell, facing a hostile, chaotic, and utterly unrelated external world. We see ourselves as visitors to this world, like a stranger walking into a crowded bar, cautiously observing the surroundings, afraid of being crushed or of failing to fit in. But this idea, my dear friend, is an extremely subtle and enduring illusion. You did not come into this world. You grew out of this world, just as an apple tree bears apples or the ocean gives rise to waves. If this world were not a process capable of generating consciousness, thought, and you, then it simply would not exist in the way it does now. Let's use an analogy. Imagine you are standing by the sea right now. You watch a wave crash against the rocks, shattering into countless sparkling bubbles. Would you say that wave exists independently of the ocean? Would you think the wave must struggle desperately and strive hard to maintain its identity as a wave? Of course not. The wave is simply the ocean's manifestation at that specific moment and in that specific place. When the wave disappears, the ocean is not diminished. When the wave rises, the ocean is not increased. Likewise, you are the universe taking a breath at this very moment, in the form of you, with this name and this shape. But why can't we feel this? Why do we feel so small, so fragile, always living in fear of death and anxiety about the future? It is because we have invented an extremely peculiar mechanism we call focus. We have become so absorbed in the details that we have forgotten the bigger picture. It is like a person who spends his entire life staring at a single speck of paint on a canvas through a magnifying glass. He sees the texture of the paint, the nuances of the color. He could even write a massive treatise on that single speck. But he completely forgets that unless he takes a few steps back, he will never see that it is a magnificent portrait of the Virgin Mary or a dazzling starry sky. Our consciousness is like a narrow beam of a flashlight flickering through a pitch-black forest. Wherever the flashlight shines, that is reality. When it shines on a tree, we say, look, a tree. When it hits a rock, we say, look, a rock. We are so obsessed with the small circle of light that the flashlight illuminates that we begin to believe that, apart from those few circles of light, the rest of the darkness is nothingness or a threat. But the truth is, without that entire dark forest, what could your flashlight's beam possibly illuminate? We identify ourselves with that circle of light, with that tiny voice that is thinking, planning, and worrying. We call it I. We believe this I must control everything. We want to control our breathing, we want to control our heartbeat, we want to control our children, our careers, and even the weather. It's almost adorably absurd. Tell me, how do you make your fingernails grow? Do you flip through a manual in your brain and then issue a command saying, now let calcium accumulate here? How do you make your stomach digest breakfast? Do you need to take a biochemistry course to get the enzymes to start working? No. All of this happens naturally. In Eastern terms, this is called Wu Wei, non-action, or Ziran, naturalness, meaning it occurs of itself. The most complex, wondrous, and intricate operations within your body are all carried out without your involvement. Since you don't even know how your nails grow, what makes you think you can control the direction of your entire life? And what makes you think that the person chattering away in your head, trying to plan the next 50 years, is the real you? The real you is not just the one who thinks, but the vast backdrop that enables you to think. You are the entire process. Imagine if you had superpowers. Imagine if you could dream every night, creating any scene you wish to see. On the first night, you might dream of becoming a king, possessing endless wealth and beautiful women, enjoying every sensual pleasure the world has to offer. On the second night, you might dream of flying through the stars, exploring nebula no one has ever seen. You would spend hundreds of nights having these perfect, wish-fulfilling dreams. But gradually, you would grow bored. You would begin to seek thrills. You would say, "Tonight, I'm going to have an unexpected dream. I'm going to dream of a scenario I cannot foresee." Then you would take it further and further. You would say, "Tonight, I'm going to have a dream where I don't know I'm dreaming." Finally, you would dream of this very second, right now. You dream of sitting here, listening to this voice, pondering the meaning of life, feeling a touch of confusion, a touch of anxiety, yet also carrying a faint longing for the truth. When you wake up, you'll realize that you are the greater self who has been dreaming all along, and that you are now pretending to be this limited, tiny you subject to birth, aging, sickness, and death simply to experience the fun of this game. This brings us to our greatest illusion, the illusion of time. We always live in the after. We go to elementary school to get into middle school to get into college to get a job to buy a house to retire, and retirement too. To what? To sit in a rocking chair and regret that we spent our whole lives living for the after? It's like listening to music. When you listen to a symphony, is it to rush to hear that final note? If the goal of music were the ending, then the greatest conductors would be those who play the fastest. When you dance, is it to reach a specific spot on the dance floor? No, the purpose of dancing is the act of dancing itself. Life is the same. It is a dance, a game, not a journey that needs to be completed. Yet our entire educational system tries to convince you that life has a destination. We hand out candy, medals, degrees, and gold watches. We constantly tell you, one more step, just a little more effort, and you'll reach that place called success. But when you get there, you'll find there's nothing there. There is still only now. If you cannot feel content in this very moment, if you cannot discover the mysteries of the universe in this very moment, then even if you were given 10,000 years or the wealth of the entire Milky Way, you would still feel empty because, apart from now, there is nothing.